Wars of Ahsoka trailer release date, teased Luke Skywalker rumor, do Star Wars Meg. Let's say about this and check this out.
One of my favourite characters from The Mandalorian Season 2 is Moff Gideon's unnamed comms officer played by Katie O'Brien. She's returning in Season 3, and in a new interview with Collider, Katie O'Brien says she was shocked that her character was going to return. She thought she was dead, as did a lot of fans. But back in 2020 after Season 2, I called it. I said she survived. I made a theory video at the time, saying how she got out in an escape pod, and it turns out I was right. We're going to see the return of her and Dr. Pershing in Season 3, as they try to get Moff Gideon out of prison. And today, guys, we have tons of Mandalorian news. Enjoy. Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another video. So today we have some very exciting tidbits, and we begin with a new rumour that's just emerged. And I should reinstate, this is a rumour with a capital R. According to Sean O'Rourke, who's been in the film industry for 20 years, having worked for HBO, Disney, CBS and more, at Star Wars Celebration this April, Lucasfilm will announce a live-action miniseries revolving around the original trilogy trio, Luke, Han and Leia, probably set post-Return of the Jedi. Given the source's connections and experience, there is some degree of credibility, which is why I'm covering it. And if it's true, this could give fans something we've wanted ever since a reunion didn't happen in the sequel trilogy. The three characters back together again, it's probably going to be CGI deepfaked, just as they did for Luke in The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. But if it's done well, this could be a story very much worth telling. And you never know, this might connect to The Mandalorian. They could bring in a young Ben Solo and show us more of Luke Skywalker's academy without Grogu. No further information is known at this stage, but it's an exciting rumor nonetheless. Hopefully it pans out. What do you guys think? And staying in the realm of The Mandalorian, after weeks of speculation as to whether or not Boba Fett is going to appear in the third season, we seem to have something of an official answer. The official Star Wars Hong Kong Facebook page revealed that Boba Fett and other allies old and new will be returning for the third season, following the events of the Book of Boba. They mention him by name and include a still from Season 2, Chapter 16, The Rescue, when Boba and Din recruited Koska Reeves and Bo-Katan. It's also the scene where Boba fights Koska and Bo-Katan insults him on the basis of being a clone.
I've heard your voice thousands of times.
Now, while this is pretty concrete evidence that Boba, and by logical deduction Fennec, will appear in Season 3, some are not convinced, saying this might just be a misfiring in marketing. Otherwise, they would have given us a new picture of him instead of an old one from Season 2. At this point, nobody knows, but a few hours after posting, they took it down. Was it a mistake on their end, or maybe they spilled the beans too soon when they weren't supposed to? We'll find out soon enough, because we're just 3 days away from Chapter 17, and it's going to be amazing to cover Mando again. Every Wednesday, you can look forward to my full episode breakdowns, and in between each episode, I'll be dropping theory and lore videos too. We're gonna have so much to speak about, and fingers crossed, Boba is one of them. And I just want to say I've seen a lot of fans really hope that Boba is in this season, and I was trying to figure out why. He's an iconic character, but the Book of Boba Fett received mixed reviews. But then you've got to bear in mind the peak of Boba Fett, outside of the comics, was in The Mandalorian Season 2, when he kicked ass in Chapter 14, as a great ally to Mando. So fans are hoping more Boba Fett in the main show in The Mandalorian Season 3 could bring back that badassery. And so now guys, a huge update for the Ahsoka trailer. The other day, as we covered, Rosario Dawson said Ahsoka's going to come in the fall. Some fans think it might be late summer, but sometime later this year for sure. But now, according to Best Ben Bulletin, the trailer for the Ahsoka series is imminent. Very likely to be on the Saturday or Sunday at Star Wars Celebration in April, so either the 8th or the 9th, just before my birthday. My birthday's on the 10th, the Monday of Celebration. What an amazing present that would be. We know Rosario Dawson's going to be there, as is Carl Weathers, Katie Sackhoff, Hayden Christensen, who as we know is going to be Anakin's Force Ghost, Vader and Anakin in flashbacks, and with many more Star Wars Celebration guests still to be announced, I do think it's very likely there's going to be an Ahsoka panel. That is the perfect place to promote the show. The Mandalorian Season 3 will be about 2 episodes away from finishing at the time of Star Wars Celebration, so they're going to want to promote the next slate. And apart from Star Wars Visions and Young Jedi Adventures, Ahsoka should be the next release. So even without this rumor, the Ahsoka trailer dropping at Celebration would be a good guess. And as I mentioned in the past, I would love a Grand Admiral Thrawn announcement there too. Maybe Lars Mikkelsen coming on stage. His brother Mads, who played Galen Erso, is also going to be there. So who knows? But rolling out the red carpet for Ahsoka in London feels like a no-brainer. Lucasfilm already confirmed Ahsoka's coming in 2023, so it is going to be in the second half of this year, whereas Skeleton Crew is still an uncertainty. Even though they're aiming for December 2023 slot, according to Making Star Wars, it could still be pushed to 2024, but not the Ahsoka show. So as I say, fingers crossed. And I would love for them to do what they did in Anaheim last year, where they rolled Chopper out on stage. In other news, Jon Favreau says that Grogu is going to be much stronger in The Mandalorian Season 3. He's going to really hone in on his abilities. Some outlets still call him Baby Yoda, but we all know it's Grogu. And as Jon Favreau said the other day, he is not a clone. He shot down those theories. Grogu has come such a long way since he was first introduced in The Mandalorian's first episode. The 50-year-old asset that was a huge surprise when he showed up in Chapter 1. But his experience has expanded, having spent a lot of time with Din, and also having had a bit of training with Luke before he rejected the training to return to his dad. And now, fans are wondering what's next for Grogu in Season 3. For all intents and purposes, he is a Mandalorian foundling who also has Force abilities. A Tarth Vizsla situation. But now Jon Favreau reveals, since there is a time jump between the Book of Boba Fett and Season 3 of The Mandalorian, Grogu has developed a lot more. In that time he says, quote, "As you can see, his Force abilities have gotten greater." So he's probably going to use the Force a lot more in this third season, and we did see some of that in the trailer. When it comes to Grogu, I personally just can't wait to see who's behind that door in the Order 66 flashback on Coruscant. I want to see who took him, and I say took and not rescued, because it might have just been clone troopers, ones who took him straight to Palpatine, and maybe then to Mount Tantis. I still believe there could be a big connection with the Bad Batch Season 2. And in many ways with these flashbacks, fans are just as excited to learn about his past as they are his future. There's a reason Filoni's including these. They have a bigger importance. And we all have our theories of who the candidates are who took him. With just a few days to go until Season 3, we are so close to finding out. But I wonder when in the season this is from. And are there going to be more surviving Force users in Season 3? It might not seem likely with a Mandalore-centric plot, but you never know. Why is he having these flashbacks? I don't think they're random, I think there's a reason for them. Could we come across Luke again? Share your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Jon Favreau goes on to say, quote, "The Force gives you some natural abilities as far as what your potential is, but without mentorship and training, you can't unlock all of those things. This is very similar to what Luke said in Chapter 16. Talent without training is nothing." I really love Jon Favreau. He truly understands the heart and soul and essence of Star Wars, all of it. And the other day, Rick Famuyiwa also spoke about Grogu, saying, quote, "There will be things in Season 3 that once again will have people talking about Grogu." Now this could be in relation to Order 66, other memories, things he learns about himself, and where his journey is headed. We know from one of the Making Star Wars leaks that he's going to be using a rebuilt IG-11 as a mecha by the end of the season. But apart from being a cute MacGuffin or an action figure type of character, there is more to him that they're going to explore, and that is so exciting, knowing they have a plan for him, and he's not just there to be cute. But Famuyiwa reminds us he's still just a baby, so one step at a time, but his story as an independent character is moving forward. This is the way. 3 days to go, guys. I really can't wait. But with that said, share your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. May the Force be with you always.
Please subscribe, like this video, have a great day. This video, and see you guys, bye.